Hi everyone, and welcome to the My Message podcast. My name is Kyia Mochitani, and I'm your host for today's episode. Every episode, it'll be me right here. And on the My Message podcast, we are working to make our messy life our message. And today is going to be all about how I'm not motivated and how we can't rely on motivation to get us to where we want to be. I would like to argue that discipline is greater than motivation, and that I'm not motivated, but I'm disciplined. And I kind of want to give you a preface on what just happened to me literally not too long ago. So not too long ago, meaning a few hours ago or like 30 minutes. I just reached a point recently where I just feel like I am just going through the motions, and I have all these big dreams, and obviously like I have so much more work to do, and I'm not seeing any results, and it just is so hard for me sometimes where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these big dreams, I don't know how I'm gonna get there, like I feel like I'm not doing enough and all of these things. And in this moment, I'm not motivated. In this moment, putting my face on camera when I have tears in my eyes isn't the thing that I want to be doing right now. But I know that moments like these, I think people need to see. I'm just like you in this situation where like the days where you feel like it is so hard to just get out of bed, or just feels like you're just going through the motions all the time. Like I get you on a religious level right there, and I'm in that right now. And so I just want you to see like that you're not alone in this, and that like whatever feeling comes up and anything in the moments where you feel like I have just zero motivation, like I just don't feel like doing anything, like I get you. And that's where I am today and right now. And so it's like hard when I have all of these big dreams and I have all these places I want to go, but like it just feels like a lot's on my heart and a lot's weighing heavy on me, I guess, is like the overall kind of thing for it. So just thought, you know what, it's time to film an episode, because I want you to see this, and I want you to see me at my weakest moments. I was never able to cry in front of anybody, so I just don't like doing it, but I have to do it, and I just feel like it could help somebody, and if that's what it'll take, that's what it'll take. I don't care. So this episode is all going to be about, you know what, I'm not motivated right now in this moment, and like I would like to argue, you know, I'm disciplined, and I want to share my thoughts on the word motivation and the thought of motivation versus discipline. And then at the end of the episode, I'm going to share my ways on how I stay disciplined. And so here we go. I have this little story that I found. Like a few people have actually posted it. Surprisingly, I saw it once, then I saw it again. So I was like, oh, I guess this might be popular. So it says, motivation is just like that super fun friend who is great to be around. And when they actually decide to show up, it's so much fun. But for the most part, they usually let you down. They say they'll be somewhere at a certain time, but ditch you for a better offer or plan. They're unreliable and untrustworthy. Does anyone have that kind of friend where they're so much fun to be around when they're there, but they're not always going to be there, right? And then it says, discipline is that friend who often has some harsh truths for you, but can always be relied upon. They'll sit you down, tell you what's what, and be there for you in the long run. They're a good friend who will see you through the bad times and actually want you to achieve your goals. Oh, do you have a friend like that? That's like your friend that kind of keeps you in check. That is like, when they see that you're slacking, they'll let you know, hey, you're slacking. That's discipline right there. Motivation is that fun friend who's so awesome when they show up, but then they're not always there, right? Which is kind of like the same thing. Like motivation comes and goes, but discipline will always, always, always be there. And I thought that was such a cool way to look at it. The definition of motivation, literally, if you look up motivation definition, it is the general desire or willingness of someone to do something. The general desire or willingness. My question for you is, what happens when that willingness just goes away? What happens when you're tired? What happens when it's raining on the day you're supposed to be running and suddenly there is no more willingness, right? It's easy to do things when I want to, when I'm feeling 100%, but what happens when it all goes away? It's not so easy anymore. It is so easy to film a podcast episode when I'm feeling good, when I am on it, when I had an awesome day, when I just, like, my heart is just so full. But it's harder to film an episode when I'm showing up a little sad and my heart's a little heavy, right? The literal definition of discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior. And you can add in the part that says using punishment to correct disobedience. So discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior, meaning I'm going to do all of these things that add up to make me stay on point with where I need to go, right? I think the one big word I think we can all agree on is when we hear the word discipline, we think of willpower. And it's the act of doing things despite not wanting to and just doing it anyway. I don't want to be showing my face on camera right now when I feel like I'm a little bit of a wreck. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'm disciplined, knowing that I have such a crazy busy week ahead of me. This is my moment to film a podcast episode. And this is the moment truly where I am the most authentic. And so that's a little bit of fruit for thought on motivation and discipline. I just feel like the most successful people, you know, you can think of the Warren Buffetts, you can think of the LeBron James, you can think of the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, that's a lot of basketball people, the Jamie Kern Limas, whoever like comes up to you and you think of one of the most successful people, they're not motivated all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days, literally every second of every single day of their life. Sometimes they're tired, to be honest. Sometimes all they want to do is just give up. Sometimes they're human, right? And they just don't feel like it. And the difference between those people is they don't rely on motivation to push them forward. Actually, they rely on their discipline, knowing that, hey, this is what I need to do. I know I need to do it. I don't want to do it right now, but I know that once it's done, it'll propel me forward and I don't know the word. I wanted to say excel me forward. I don't know if that's the right word. It'll accelerate me forward, knowing that this action right now, I literally want to not do this at all whatsoever, but it'll help me so much in the future. And that's basically what discipline is. And I just feel like, wow, that's actually a really good thought. Like, not everyone's on it 24/7, 365 days a year. Like, that's why when people say, I'm just not motivated, or I've heard people say, Kyia, I don't know how you're so motivated. Can I be motivated? I'm not motivated. In this moment, I'm not motivated. Yesterday, I probably wasn't motivated either. But the fact of the matter is I'm disciplined, knowing that this is what I need to do to get me from point A to point B. And so I just feel like that's so important. And another quick thought, when I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so stinking good, and more people need to hear this. Motivation is only an emotion. And guess what? Emotions come and go. One moment I'm happy, one moment I'm sad, and it comes and it goes, right? Motivation can fade away as quickly as it can be built up. And I want to preface, I'm not saying that motivation is a bad thing. By no means am I saying motivation is bad. When you have the motivation, it's great. You're on it. You feel good. You're driven. You have a purpose. You do things with dreams and whatever, right? Motivation is great when you have it. But what happens when you don't have it? We can't just rely on motivation for everything. We have to be disciplined in that moment to do the thing that we don't want to do the hard things, to do things that take time and energy and long hours, whatever it is. We have to be disciplined enough to know that this is what's going to get me forward. This is what's going to help me in the future and in the long run. We always think of our feelings now. We always think of but I'm feeling so tired right now, so I'm going to hit the snooze button. Instead of saying, I feel so tired right now, but I know me getting out of bed will help my whole day. I know that me getting out of bed will get me to the gym on a decent time, so then I can have enough time to get a good workout in, so then my mind feels good for the rest of the day, so then I'm able to show up the best kind as my best me, whatever it is, right? We have to stop thinking about how we feel right now in this moment. What if we think about, how am I going to feel in an hour or two? How am I going to feel tomorrow? How am I going to feel in the next week, in a few years, if I do this, right? At the end of the day, discipline is choosing what you want now and what you want the most. It's choosing between the two. Let me just rephrase this for a second. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and choosing between what you want the most. I'm sorry, but what I want now is so different than what I want for my future, right? And so I'm going to have to choose my future over this moment right now. Pick your heart, and this heart is what's going to propel me forward. To wrap up, this is such a quick episode. It's super quick, easy, get to the point. Here are the ways that I stay disciplined. Here are the ways that helped me stay disciplined on the days where I'm working 13 plus hours, on the day where I have to wake up at 4 a.m., on the days like today where I just feel like just throwing it in the towel and just saying, I surrender, not today. I give up. I don't know. Here are the ways I stay disciplined. Tell people what you're going to do. So if I know that I have to wake up at 4 a.m., I'm going to tell somebody, hey, or tomorrow, or I'll tell my friend at the gym, yeah, I'm going to be here tomorrow at 5 a.m. because I have to wake up at 4 and then get to work at 7, right? So I'm going to be here at 5. And if they don't see me here at 5, I let them down, or I made myself feel like poo, right? So I always tell people when I have to do something, that's big and that's hard, because I know that me telling other people, putting it out there, will force me to do it. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of someone, posting on social media, I'm at the gym right now. I'm only posting this because I want you guys to hold me accountable. I'm going to be doing this for the next 7 days in a row, right? So tell people what you're going to do. Second thing is, do it for yourself because you love yourself that much. Do it for yourself because you want to show up for yourself, because you love yourself that much. Today I woke up at 4:20 in the morning, right? I did it for myself. I didn't have to do it, but I did it for myself, to show up for myself, because I love myself that much that I knew I had to carve 2 hours of my morning for me, because I love myself that much, because I know I'm deserving of that time. Number 3 is to look at the bigger picture than just the feelings in the moment. It's what I just said. So stop thinking, oh, I'm so tired right now. Oh, I'm so sore right now. It's like, okay, but what will propel you forward? And what are the steps that you need to take for your future self, kind of thing? And stop thinking about that short term, or this short term pain, or this short term moment that's just going to go away like that. And then you'll end up feeling guilty for not doing what you said you were going to do. I don't know. I thought this was a really good one. Ed Milet, he always says the power of one more. Just do one more. Stay disciplined. Add up all of your one mores. Say you run 1 more mile. You do 1 more rep in the gym. You wake up 1 more hour early, 1 more minute early. You film 1 more podcast episode. You add up all that stuff. Now you know in the rhythm, you're going to be disciplined. You're holding yourself accountable. You're sticking to it. You don't want to do 1 more, but you're going to do it anyway. And if you guys haven't listened to Ed Milet, he is so awesome. He has the Ed Milet Show on Apple Podcast, Spotify. He's one of the biggest podcasts ever. He's so incredible. Remember your why. Remember why you're waking up at 4 a.m. Remember why you're going to college right now. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. And that'll help you in that moment to fight through this pain and fight through this uncomfortable action, right? The next one is believe in the outcome and the results of your actions today. Believe in the fact that what you're doing right now will get you results, right? Believe in the fact that you are doing what you need to do by staying disciplined. You are doing what you need to do to propel you forward. Believe in the fact, truly believe that you can get to where you want to be. Just put in the work and stay disciplined, right? If you are on the grind and hustling so hard right now, and you just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, just know that you're putting in the work today to get you there. And just believe in the fact of what you're doing right now. Believe in what you're doing right now, because it will get you to where you want to be if you don't stop, right? And lastly, I want to end with this thought. What you do today is what you'll do tomorrow. What you'll do tomorrow is what you'll do the next day and the next day and the next day, right? So what you do today is what you'll do tomorrow, right? If I skipped filming this podcast episode, or if I skipped showing my most truest, authentic self, I'm going to do that tomorrow, and I'm going to do that the next day. What you do today, if you cheat on your diet, or you cheat on your meal plan, or the gym, or something today, is what you're going to do tomorrow. And you're going to come up with another excuse in your mind to not follow along with whatever it is. If you procrastinate on your homework today, you're going to do it tomorrow. So what if we just break that pattern of, actually what I do today is film a podcast episode, and tomorrow I'm going to be on it again and again and again, and I'm going to keep going. What I do today, I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm actually had such a great time at the gym, and so me going to the gym today is what I want to do tomorrow. So good, so good, so good. And so I just want to conclude and just say, I'm not motivated. I'm disciplined. And we cannot rely on motivation to propel us forward. When we have motivation, it's great, but it comes and goes. We don't always feel motivated. That's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for listening and hearing me out. And I promise I'll be good. I am going to do some mind management and do some things for me tonight. But I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Whoever listens to this, you just know that it means the absolute world and a half to me. It really does. And so I appreciate you with my whole heart and more. It really, really, really touches my heart in a way I can't even explain. And so if you stuck to the end of the video, I just want to say I love you so much. I love you so, so much. I hope you have a blessed day. I hope you have a blessed night. And I hope you stay safe. And I just love you. Have the best day ever. I love you so much.